There is no doubt we are all having challenges of life. Though our challenges may differ from one another, there is no one that has no challenge of life. Yes, some people's challenge might be more heavier or more challenging than others, but the fact remains that each and every one of us have some issues that we are dealing with that we would love to overcome in one way or the other. So in dealing with life's challenges of life, I understand that overcoming challenging is a very crucial part of our personal life, even as well as our professional lives, because it involves developing resilience to overcome it. I mean, you need to be resilient. You need to have a positive mindset and proactive. We need also to have a proactive approach to whatever problem or challenge it is that we are facing in life. Yes, for us to actually overcome the challenges that we are facing in life, we first and foremost need to identify whatever challenge it is that we are having individually, because our challenges differs. No, we don't have the same challenge. My challenge is definitely different from yours. Therefore, for you to be able to even try to overcome or to deal with that challenge, you have to identify the particular challenge that you have. Yes, when you identify the challenge, it clearly define the problem and understand its roots cause or what causes that problem. When you identify the problem, when you realize what your challenge is, by realizing it, you'll be able to understand and the cause of that challenge, how the problem came about in the first place. You'll be able to identify it. When you actually identify the problem, you know how the problem came and then understand the problem. By so doing, when you identify the problem, it is a beginning of you trying to overcome the problem. So we all need to identify. Let's ask ourselves, what at all is my challenge? What exactly is the challenge that I want to get rid of or I want to overcome in this life? And when we identify it, we have to also develop a plan. We have to try to break down that challenge into smaller, manageable steps so that we'll be able to create a roadmap for overcoming the challenge. When we are able to understand or identify the challenge and understand it, we will also have to go forward, or we have to move a bit further by developing a plan as to how do we go about overcoming this challenge. When we realize it and try to figure out how we'll be able to overcome it, we have to try to find out how we can break down the solution into smaller pieces, like step by step process of overcoming the challenge. And sometimes too, we actually need support. Yes, we shouldn't be afraid to ask for help when we are being faced with difficulties of life. When there is a need for us to seek for help, maybe from friends or family or even from colleagues, depending on whatever the challenge or the situation is, sometimes we need to seek for support in order to overcome whatever challenge it is that we are facing in this life. Yes, because we all don't know it all. There are some people that may have knowledge on certain issues that we also don't know. So if there is a need for you to seek for help, let's say for instance this YouTube that I am doing, it's not everything I know about it. If I am having challenges with the views, like now that I'm not yet monetized, if I need help from or about how to do certain uh, settings or how to go about this YouTube video, there's nothing wrong if I'm not able to do it on my own and I can seek help from someone who is already into the YouTube or someone who was there before me, there's nothing wrong if I ask that person for support to help me, to guide me in the way forward, how to improve on this YouTube. So there is a need for us, when we identify the problem and also develop a plan to how to solve that particular challenge, we also need to seek for support. If the need be, we need to seek for support from whoever we feel comfortable with, or whoever we know is in the right position to be of help to us. There's nothing wrong for us to actually seek help, and by doing so we are trying our best to overcome, or these are the ways or how to overcome our challenges. Yes, yeah, after seeking the support too, we have to also maintain a positive mindset. What do I mean? We need to focus on the positive aspects of the situation. We need to focus on the positive aspect of the situation. Like I use the YouTube for example, even though I'm not yet getting the much needed views, but I have to focus on the fact that at least I've been able to start the YouTube in the first place. There are so many people who wish to do it, but they don't even have the courage to start it in the first place. So the fact that I am able to start it is enough reason. That is a positive aspect of it for me to focus on, instead of dwelling so much on the negative, which is me not growing yet. I have to understand that there is time for everything, that and at the right time and with the support or with more research, I will be able to get to where I want to get to on this YouTube. So it's just an example. That is how we have to help ourselves to overcome the challenges of life that we are all facing in this life. I'm just using this YouTube for example. Your case might be different. It could be sickness. So if you seek support, you have to go to hospital. The doctors will do their diagnosis and give you medication. But you also have to, by you having positive aspects of the challenges, that in case it is sickness for instance, though you are not yet healed, you have to take courage in the fact that after all, it's not everyone who is sick of your kind of sickness and are still here with you or are still alive. So the fact that you are here is enough hope for you to know that you will get healed, and it's by grace you are here. So that is the positive aspect we need to have in even in our challenges. Let's find the positive thing inside that challenge and hold on to that positive aspect. That is having the positive mindset that I am talking about. And we also have to believe in our ability to overcome the challenge. Let's believe in ourselves that by the special grace of God, we will be able to overcome whatever challenge it is that we are facing in this life. Yes, for when you believe in yourself, you'll be able to go through the challenge, and with faith in God, you'll be able to go through it, and knowing very well that you are able, or you are more than able to face that particular challenge, and by God's grace you'll be able to overcome it. Let us also learn from our setbacks. Yes, learning from our setback, we have to view the challenge as opportunity. Like I use myself for example, this YouTube, the challenges that I am having right now, not having enough views yet or not being yet monetized, let me see it as an opportunity so that I'll be able to learn from it to get the growth that I need. I need to see it as an opportunity because I have to learn how to do everything right. I have to research. So if it is any business or any field of yours, it can be even a course that you are studying in school. No matter how difficult it is, see that challenge, the difficult aspect of the course, see it as an opportunity in order to devote your time and learn, and take your time to do all the necessary research in order for you to overcome whatever it is that you are not getting proper understanding on. So if we see our problems or our challenges as an opportunity, it will help us in order to learn from it, to actually grow out of that particular challenge or problem that we have. We also need to be resilient. Yes, we need that resilience in order to develop our ability to bounce back from whatever adversity or whatever problem it is that we have, in order to persevere in the face of the obstacles or the challenges that it is that we have. Let's be resilient to be able to develop that ability. Let's be determined. Let's persevere. Let's do all that we can in order to overcome the challenge. And we also have to take very good care of ourselves. Yes, we have to actually prioritize our physical and mental well-being. Sometimes, assuming it is a health challenge, all we need is we have to take very good care of ourselves. If we identify the problem and realize that, assuming it is the sort of food that we eat that might have contributed to the problem, then we'll be able to learn from it to know what to eat, like our diet. That's what I mean. If we know that our diet is not that good or so helpful for our health, we'll learn from it, from that our mistakes, in order to correct it. So we have to take very good care of ourselves. Sometimes we need to exercise or work out in order to get fit. And working out, it is not just about even your your physical health. Sometimes it's about our mental well-being, because when we work out or we exercise our body, it also calms our nerves. It helps us to be less stressed. So by so doing, when we are free in the mind, we'll be able to think properly in order to correct whatever that needed to be corrected, in order for us to forge ahead or to improve on whatever it is that we are doing, in order to overcome whatever challenge it is that we are facing in life. We also need to actually celebrate our small victories. You see, sometimes when we are going through challenges and we are trying our best to overcome those challenges, we realize that we see some little results, but because it is not that significant, because the victory or the success we have chalked out of that challenge is not that much, or is not that visible, we don't actually celebrate it or appreciate it. But the fact is that we need to appreciate, or we need to celebrate that victory, in order for it to motivate us to keep doing whatever it is that we have done to actually gain that particular little or tiny victory. It helps us a lot. It boosts our moods or our morale. It helps us in wanting to do more. That is motivating us. So when we actually see any result, no matter how small or insignificant that result is, let us learn to appreciate the result that we have gotten, so that the result will motivate us to keep going. For instance, if you want to lose weight and you have started working out, you have realized that you are seeing some improvements in your health. Maybe the way you move around, the way you used to feel tired, you are no longer feeling that tired. Yet there is no sign, there is no significant sign of you losing weight in your body. Like no one else can see that there is an improvement, but you yourself, you know, it's with the way you feel within you yourself. That should be enough reason for you to celebrate that victory, for the fact that now you feel better in your system than you used to feel. So don't wait till you see that weight loss, or don't wait till you see your weight being reduced drastically before you can celebrate the victory you have chalked over that challenge of weight gain. So when we see any small results in whatever challenge that we are trying to overcome, let us learn to celebrate the victory, for it will help us to be able to do even more whatever it is that we needed to do in order to overcome the challenge completely. So let us consider the broader context of the challenge and explore creative solutions as well. My lovely viewers, thank you so much for watching up to this point. I'm super grateful. If you want to know how to overcome challenges as a believer or biblically, kindly watch my next video. See you guys in my next video. My name is Mary Aseye. Bye for now.